Hey everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile, and we've got some potential books to read for the month. Now, if you saw the Don't Die July announcement, which if y'all haven't, it's okay too, but y'all need to go check out Ven and Noah, who I will link down below as they created the event for more, so you can get some more information. Watch Noah's reaction video because that was freaking hilarious. Sorry, Noah, but it's true. So they're doing Don't Die July. So I've got a couple books for that. But I need my other genres too, because I can't just read one. So we've got a few others here too. But for Don't Die July, I've got a really old book that I thought I'd read, had it, so this is at least a 7-year-old book. It's Which Way to the Mall, and it's just a short story collection. So I figure I'll read one short story a day, and in 3 weeks I'll be done with it because there's 21 stories. Unless they're like flowing really good and I just decide I'm just going to keep going with it, then maybe I'll finish it faster. And I can't read two of the same genre at the same time, but The Ruins, which apparently is also a movie now, so it hits several of their prompts. And I picked this up at the library book sale this year. I knew nothing about it other than like, Mexican jungle horror looks kind of cool and creepy. So, but turns out it's supposed to be really creepy and intense, and there's a movie based off of it at some point, so hey, we'll see. For a quick off the shelves, we've got another JD Robb murder mystery from the future, which I think this was from last year's book sale at the library, so mildly old. I don't know exactly what this is about, but if you've, heard of this series, they're all kind of. We have our cop, Eve Dallas, who she goes by that name because she was found in Dallas and has no idea who she is. She just knows her father assaulted her, and she finally had enough and offed him when she was 8. And then she became a cop because, yeah, we're not going to let that crap go on. She's married to a former Irish criminal who has got his hands in a lot of pies. He is ridiculously rich, owns half the planet, and some off planet stuff. Guns are now not a thing other than, weird collectors, but they still get really creative in offing people, and she gets to solve them because it takes place in like 2050, 2060 something. I think the early ones are like 2053, and now she's up to like 2065. I don't know where in the series this one falls. I'll figure it out when I put it on Goodreads and it goes, hey, Eve Dallas number whatever. There's like 60 something of these last I checked, so they're quick, they're easy. There is some mild spice, but it's mild. It's easily skipped without it ruining anything because it's not the most, part of the story as in some places. And then we've got one of my brand new reads that, well, I might have this finished before this goes up. I might not, so we're gonna go ahead and list it as Clive Cussler, but really it's written by his son post death. The Devil's Seed, a Dirk Pitt novel. I'm about 70-ish pages into it now, and we had, the Chinese being evil, trying to take over, Tibet as they do during World War II. They were, we were trying to get the monks out of there with the idol. They were flying over the Himalayas. Things went bad, and now they're in 2022, and they just found a plane wreck, and it had some interesting finds on it. So, who knows? We don't know exactly where it's going to go, but so far I'm enjoying it. Said this might actually be part of the June wrap up. I still got 2 days. We'll see. And then we've got a very new book that I might get into that I've had this for about 2 weeks now because a new store opened up across the street from where I do my grocery shopping, and they have brand new books for some of them cheaper than I get at my used bookstore. Lincoln Child's Chrysalis. It's part of his Jeremy Logan series of, I think he calls himself an enigmologist. Basically, people die in really, really weird ways, and he finds out what it is. Like one of them was, some ancient Egyptian curse kind of thing. Of that was actually my least favorite book. Like it had such potential, but then the whole ancient Egyptian, the curse actually had next to nothing to do with it. It was mostly just here we're robbing stuff, but for the most part, it's really weird and it's really cool. We get our kind of like paranormal murders going. I don't actually know what this one is about, but I've loved, 5 out of the 6 that I've read or somewhere in there. All but one, and I've read most of them, so we're going with it. And then we've got a chunkster from our mammoth book tag that we did in January. That is another one I got off of my shelves when I set this up in November and went, hey, that got mixed in with my red, but I don't think I've read it. And I'm fully expecting to end up DNFing this, but who knows? Maybe I will get surprised and it will just be first book jitter bad writing. Because I've loved the movies. It's the Bourne Ultimatum. I love the movies. I was not a fan of the book Bourne Identity, where I don't know where they were coming up with the conclusions that they were coming up with, and I don't like feeling stupid, and that's how that book made me feel. That's reserved for like high end like physics classes, not books. Sometimes dealing with people because I'm like I can't shove my head that far in my butt to follow you, and I got this same way, but without all the anger. So maybe I will read it. Maybe I'll get 80 pages in and give up. But either way, it's coming off the shelf. So, those are my books for the month. Are you participating in any reading events? Have you read any of these? Should I, grab that one first? Should I, throw it in the corner of shame? Drop a line, let me know, and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.